Hey everybody, Hernke here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined by my friend and special guest, April Wahlin. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. She was the Next Elvira in the show, The Search for the Next Elvira.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
She's also an author,
Mm-hmm.
a stand-in, which I've worked with many times.
Many.
And we worked background on a couple shows too, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
I don't even remember what they were.
I can't either. It's been like a decade of work.
Well, maybe I think one of them was Joan of Arcadia.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, there was Joan of Arcadia back at Sony Studios.
Oh yeah, that terrible stage where my allergies were always kicking.
Oh yeah, me too.
Every time, sinus infection. I'd be like, what is going on?
Ew. So, how long have you been in this industry? What got you started in acting and standing in and writing?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 15 years almost now. Or at least that's what it says on my pension. And I started out in San Diego trying to model, of all things. Didn't really work out so well, but I came up here, started acting, was doing extra work and staying on a friend's couch most of the time. And then I finally, thankfully, got a job that allowed me to move up here, which was actually a pachinko machine commercial for Japan.
Pachinko machine. What is that?
It's a gambling game. You know, the little, like, pachinko, like, discs that go down. You'll see it on, like, Price is Right.
Okay.
I guess it's really big in Japan, and I had to shave my head for the commercial.
Oh, I remember that.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, when I went through that short hair phase,
Yep, I remember
wasn't
that fun. That's all. Do you have a copy of the commercial?
I do somewhere. I honestly don't know where it is anymore, so I need to go through my stuff and try to figure that one out.
And then you work on a lot of Hallmark movies, which I've worked with you on too. How did you get involved with that? Do you know some people that got you on there? Or?
I used to work on them all the time. I don't so much anymore. Now I'm working on Young Sheldon. But the show, I knew one of the ADs, and he was nice enough to bring me in, and they just kept me. And there's 2 stand-ins for the entire each show, so it would be 2 people standing in for like 15. So yeah, it was pretty funny.
Holy cow! And then you got the Search for the Next Elvira. How did you get involved with that show? What process do you have to go through to get chosen to be the Next Elvira?
So funny enough, some friends and I used to dress up on Hollywood Boulevard as Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and I did Laura Croft. But one time I decided for Halloween to do Elvira, and my friend was like, "Oh, did you know she's doing a contest?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he forwarded me the paperwork. I filled it out. They called me in for a little interview, and I didn't think it'd gone anywhere. And then I got invited to the mass casting that was filmed. Didn't even get to go up in front of Elvira because of some fire alarm issue at the Queen Mary. And
oh no!
I was so sad. So they once again filmed my audition, and I was surprised the day after that year's Comic-Con, I actually got the call to be on the show proper, and so I was just like, ah. It was about 4 or 5 episodes. They put us through the reality gamut. We had like a dating show and like a screen test, and we had to try to sell people coffee at Universal Studios and the whole thing. It was pretty crazy. And then I ended up winning. It got down to 3 of us. We did it for Halloween, and I won.
What was the feeling that you got when they announced that you were the winner on this show, national TV?
I was stunned. I was shocked, elated. I was like, I can't believe it.
And it's opened up a lot of doors for you now too, right? You go down to Comic-Con.
Yeah, I go to Comic-Con. I have a contact at Nuclear Blast, and I'll put the wig on and do things and sign autographs and books and stuff for them. But I mainly do convention appearances. Just me as Elvira for the show. Mm-hmm. So just to sign autographs and stuff.
So are you going down to Comic-Con this year?
I am.
So are you going to be going down as Elvira or as April, the author?
A little bit of both. It's always a little bit of both. So I'll wear the wig and sign autographs and stuff, but I'm still pimping my book and whatnot at the Nuclear Blast booth. So
that's awesome. I see when I go up. I think it's that little middle area between halls that it's up top where they have autograph section?
That's where I used to do my signings. Now, since my friend has a booth on the floor, I'm going to go down there. A lot more foot traffic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Up in the sales, it's like it's a whole separate section that people have to get to. So it's a little bit difficult. Yeah. But so I'm going to try something new this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, so you got into writing. What, like, took you on that path when you did acting and all the other things you've been doing? What inspired you to become a writer, and what have you done so far?
Well, I can't draw. I'm not good at filming. I don't have much of an eye for framing. So that led me to writing. And so I just had a lot of time on set where I'd be sitting there, not really much to do, so I'd bring my computer and I would just start writing, and before you knew it, I had like 10 books written, and I'm still working on stuff, and I'm finally getting them published now. I have one called 13 Offerings. It's already on Amazon. That one's been out for a couple years. And then now I've got my second book, which is Pandora Syndrome, and we're doing a launch at the Last Bookstore in downtown Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that bookstore.
Yeah, so
that is so cool.
So I'll be pimping out the hardcover copy that I'll be signing at the Last Bookstore. If anybody wants to come March 11th, it's a Monday, but...
Yeah, the link will be down in the description below where you can go check it out as well.
Yeah.
How did you find a publisher? What was the
I am
process?
the publisher.
So it's did you do Create Space?
Yes, Create Space is it's through Amazon, and it has also combined with KDP, which is Kindle. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a company called Ingram Spark where you get the hardcovers, and they actually distribute it through a lot of different bookstores. So,
cool.
And even on Amazon, it's distributed through Barnes & Noble and other subsidiaries of theirs.
Do you have any methods of marketing your books?
Methods of marketing, social media, and reaching out to other people that have social media contacts. And hi, Kat.
Hi.
Come here, Sonia. I know it's hard being a cat, isn't it? So that's one of the biggest issues is marketing. It's very difficult to, so you just market wherever you can and hope people come.
I went through that as well with my Buttered Popcorn for Your Soul book.
It's
hard marketing. I used Fiverr.com to share my links out to everybody, and I saw a little spike in sales here and there, but other than that, it gets kind of slow.
I've definitely used Fiverr before, so I think it's mainly just trying to figure out who has the best contacts on Fiverr for what you're selling. Yeah. So, because sometimes you just do books, and then they go to their books, but they might not necessarily be in the category that you are. Right. Like you have people that want to read, but maybe they're more into fantasy, or maybe they're more into nonfiction. So it's you got to pay attention to all those little details.
Absolutely. Now, going back to your being on set, I wanted to mention: is there anything that you remember, anything good or bad or funny on any of the projects that you worked on in the past?
Well, there's quite a few of them. Probably one of the most memorable is when I worked on The Island. I was one of the unfinished agnates, if anybody's seen that movie. And since I had that short hair, so it was somewhat after my pachinko machine commercial. And they had us in these weird apparatuses, and I swear we were all like half an inch away from getting, if anybody had any type of epilepsy, would have been awful. Because they had these blinking lights in your eyes. We were freezing. Like, they had water dripping on us. It was like water torture. It was nuts. And I was laying there, and apparently they were focusing the camera on me, and they had the actors around us. So it would be Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. And I had no idea who was around me. But they were just like, I'm sorry, are you shaking because you're cold or because you're acting? And I'm like, I'm not going to lie, I'm cold. And so the next thing I knew, I heard yelling, and then I got pulled out of there, and I was really close to getting hypothermia, and actually the next day, somebody else got hypothermia. So they had to go to the hospital.
Oh no.
So, thanks to Ewan McGregor, I would just narrowly avoided going to the hospital for hypothermia.
Obi-Wan Kenobi saves the day.
Yay!
Love it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're currently working on right now, acting-wise, or your book?
Book-wise, I'm just working on marketing for Pandora Syndrome. I'm working on getting the second Pandora Syndrome book out and edited. And then I'll be doing my Reign series, and I'm writing the trilogies that are follow-ups to both of those trilogies. So,
all the links to all of her books will be down in the description below. You can check them out there. Now, lastly, is there any advice you want to give to any aspiring authors, actors, actresses, filmmakers, potential stand-ins?
Yeah, the advice I give is just don't quit. You just keep going. You get one stumble, take a breather, take a break, get back to it. That's the only way that you end up getting anywhere.
Well said. That's what I would say. April, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Let me come to your beautiful little pad. Very, very nice. And Kitty, is there anything you'd like to say?
Not unless you poker.
I know, thought so. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the interview. Please support April and everything that she's doing. The links will be down in the description below. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification button for more interviews, more content coming up. This is Hans and April signing out.